Welcome to WSB Now's Access Dining, your source for exceptional eats, delicious drinks, and more. Follow us as we taste our way through the ATL.
Well, Waffle House was started in Atlanta, in a suburb of Atlanta, Avondale Estates. We've kind of grown out from Atlanta to the rest of the world. We crack an egg every 3 seconds somewhere in the United States. It kind of works out to that kind of math. The great thing about Waffle House is you can have the whole menu 24/7. So if you want to eat breakfast at night or if you want to eat a cheeseburger at 2 o'clock in the morning, we're here for you. We've sold over 1 billion waffles since 1955. A plain waffle, a pecan waffle, you need a chocolate chip waffle. It's a mix, which I can't go into what's in there, and I will tell you it has eggs and dairy, and that's as far as we're going to go. Well, the All-Star Special is the go-to at Waffle House. That's the 2-egg breakfast, which is eggs, toast, grits, or hash browns or tomatoes.
All-Star Special.
Okay.
It comes with a meat of your preference. You can choose bacon, sausage, ham, whatever.
Okay.
But today we're going to pull the bacon.
Hash browns have evolved through the years. The first menu just had plain hash browns, and then we saw people putting things in their hash browns. So it's about the mid-'80s we came out with scattered, smothered, and covered. You know, people were putting chili on top of the hash brown. So we got topped. We had ham, we got chunk, tomatoes, dice. We have our own lingo, special language we use to communicate with our grill operators, and it's in the pull drop mark. So pull is the meat, so you're going to hear them say pull and what meat you ordered. Drop is the hash browns, and then after that is the mark, and that's where they have a secret code they put on the plate so they know what goes on what plate. So if you had bacon, hash browns, and scrambled eggs, that will be marked on the plate so they know all that goes on that plate. You are in close contact with our associates. They're just on the other side of the counter, and so I think that's what people become endeared to our brand is because they build those relationships with the folks on that side of the counter. And at the end of the day, our customers think that they own the restaurants, and we're okay with that.
Hey guys, Heather Catlin at CMX Bistro in Peachtree Corners officially open. Now, if you're looking for a luxurious movie theater experience, this is the place to visit. From luxurious high-back leather lounges that you can reserve to in-seat meal service before the films, CMX Bistro is 100% first class.
We are luxury from the minute you walk in the door.
A concierge greets you when you walk in, then you can have a seat at the full-service bar and sip on specialty cocktails.
We have some amazing drinks. I have the pink flower, and this is the strawberry mango. And we have bartenders, and we have quite an array of drinks in our bar. One of the most
popular.
Yes, that we have so many different drinks. The strawberry mango lemon drop. Did you like that?
That's delicious.
So we have all kinds of specialty drinks that are made, as well as a full bar, so you can have anything you want.
What's great about CMX Bistro is that you don't even have to see a movie to enjoy the drinks or food. And that food, absolutely delicious.
So we've got a network of very talented individuals running our kitchens, and you know it's a very fun collaboration. You know, we kind of trade ideas, and you know we're always progressing the food in Bistros.
That is delicious. I got to sample some of the meals in their state-of-the-art kitchen, but this is where most people have their meal, on these plush loungers. Servers take your order and bring you your meal 30 minutes before the movie starts to ensure you're not disrupted during the film. One thing to remember when visiting CMX Bistro, it's adult only after 6 p.m.
Any show starting after 6 p.m., no children are allowed. During the day, children can come with an adult up until a 6 p.m. show. But I guarantee after the first time you're here, you'll never go anywhere else.
Biltong is South African beef jerky, so it's a little different from American beef jerky in that it's air dried, no heat or no preservatives, no cooking is involved. It's literally a natural process of curing the cuts of meat we do and just letting it basically cure for 7 to 14 days, just depending on how dry we want it. There's different cuts of meat you can use. You can use the top round, bottom round, or eye of the round. We specialize in taking the eye of the round. We throw some proprietary spices that we come up with, and we literally hang it and let it dry with fans. And it's basically just like you would get a dry aged steak. It's basically a dry aging process of drying out this biltong or the beef jerky, if you will. Here we have our fat on. As you can see, the fat cap right there.
Yep.
So I love fat on, but I love a ribeye. You know, so this is going to give you a little different flavor as opposed to the fat off, which you see here, there's no fat cap. See the difference?
Got it.
We serve chili bites, which is basically thin strips. We dry it out and add some spice to it, so it's a little bit spicy, a little chewier, so it's kind of more like an American beef jerky. At the restaurant, we serve it where you can get it wet or dry, and it just depends. The wet is kind of like if you would have a medium rare steak or a rare steak, and then if you want a well-done steak, you know, it would be drier. Biltong pairs very, very beautifully with different cocktails and different drinks, from beer, wine, even craft cocktails, and we have a variety of craft cocktails here at Biltong Bar. In South Africa, there's a lot of Biltong stores. What we wanted to do was combine beef jerky and booze. So we created this environment where it was literally the first one on earth. We chose Pond City Market to be the first because it's the very first food hall that opened up in Atlanta. Pond City Market was very particular in the restaurants and chefs that they brought into the market, and we wanted to be a part of that mix.
We are going to do a little tasting of all the amazing dishes that they serve here.
One of our most popular items is our grilled cheese. It's just not any grilled cheese. We basically take pita bread and we have 3 different kinds of cheeses and we mix biltong in there. So it's a biltong grilled cheese. Right here we have our biltong and cheese board, if you will. These are all local cheeses from a local farmer here in Georgia. The droolworthy, which is the dried sausage, and then we have the biltong, and we have some olives and some vegetables and some crackers. And right here we have our chicken pot pie. It's a curry chicken, so it's a chicken curry pot pie. Over here we have our lacquer salad, mixed vegetables, fruits, and some berries, and some goat cheese.
That's a wrap on Biltong Bar at Pond City Market. You guys really need to come check it out because it is just absolutely delicious. It's amazing, that's all I have to say.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Load up the ice cream, blend, top it with whipped cream, a cinnamon stick, mini chocolate bar, Oreo, cookie crumbles, and chocolate sauce. Combine it all, and you have one milkshake worth making a drive for. You'll find this creation at Cheesecake in Buckhead.
Everything has to be over the top and Instagrammable, because the more over the top, the better.
Sean Brown owns Cheesecake, a dessert shop that now specializes in creations that routinely make their way to Instagram.
I think it's awesome. Like, it's over the top, and I think it's like amazingly over the top.
Brown opened the shop in 2011 following a tragic car wreck. She found baking therapeutic.
I just enjoy bringing joy to people, and when the smiles on our customers' face and my face and just your loved one's face, when they get their treat, it's like nothing else matters.
And now that joy arrives daily in the form of specialty desserts.
We love cheesecake as that's our dessert of choice. And so because it says cheesecake in its name, we just decided to stop by. And today I had the plain cheesecake with strawberry on top, and I loved it.
While the cheesecake is where Brown started and in the name, the milkshakes have been the claim to fame. Yes, that's a cupcake, fudge, and a cheesecake bar on top of the red velvet milkshake. Food Network recently awarded the shop as having the most over-the-top milkshakes in the country.
Unicorn, that has rainbow candy, a chocolate unicorn, a marshmallow, cotton candy, nerds, like everything you can think of is on top.
Look at that! The unicorn is one of 10 extreme milkshakes regularly on the menu.
The next most popular would be our Thou Shall Not Sin, ... a bun. Okay? We like to play on words here. We're very corny.
Cheesecake did limited milkshakes for the Drake and Migos concert the Super Bowl, and various other Atlanta events. For Access Dining, I'm Nelson Hicks.
The idea for Cousins Maine Lobster was my brainchild. My cousin and I, we were in California. It was my first trip there. We got a little intoxicated, and that's when the best ideas start flowing. We didn't want to work for our corporate jobs anymore. So it was really this just kind of idea to recreate our childhood through food and happiness and family. We knew we wanted to serve lobster, we just didn't know how it would be. And we decided that the food truck culture really was exploding in LA. And so we would bring Maine lobster from Maine to LA, serve it from a truck. And that was in April of 2012 that we started. So our most popular dishes here at Lenox Square in Atlanta and throughout the country are our lobster rolls. They're the most popular. We do two styles. We do the Maine version, which is our butter and toasted bun. The bread comes from Maine. A little bit of mayonnaise inside and chilled lobster meat. And the other version is we warm up the lobster meat, saute it in a little bit of butter, drizzle a little bit of lemon butter on top, and that is the Connecticut style. So those are the most popular. Lobster tots, which is kind of that grub food and very shareable. And of course we have a healthy salad, lobster grilled cheese, and our New England clam chowder. Shark Tank was certainly a wild ride for us. We did our best to prepare for it before. We watched all the episodes. We literally went back to the days of note cards from like elementary school, because we felt if we were prepared going in and we knew all of our answers that we would fare pretty well. We were a very young business, only about 3 months of business under our belts. Unfortunately, it proved to be a phenomenal success with doing a deal with Barbara, who's been like a family member ever since and amazing for our business. When customers step inside of Cousins Maine Lobster at Lenox Square, we want them to feel literally like they just stepped into a lobster shack in Maine. Whether that's our branding or the look and the decor and the feel, it should recreate those lobster shacks in Maine. Literally, it was named best in the world last year, so they should feel really good about their food that they're eating. We want you to be able to step in, relax, have the best food in the world, maybe a beer, a glass of wine, and enjoy.
So that's a wrap on Cousins Maine Lobster. Jim, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
This was absolutely delicious. You guys need to come out and try it, get your lobster on, because there's nothing better than this right here.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, it's Brittany. We're here at the original hot dog factory in downtown Atlanta, cooking up some dogs.
My name is Dennis McKinley, and we're at the original hot dog factory. In Detroit, we eat Coney Islands all day long. We call them Coney Islands. They're chili, onion, cheese on our hot dogs, right? That's what we eat all day. It's one on every corner. And in Atlanta, I've been here since 2011, and I was just searching high and low for a good Coney dog. I walked into this restaurant called the Hot Dog Factory. It was the closest that I found to home, and I found myself like going like twice a week. So I just bought it and rebranded it, and now we have 25 hot dogs on the menu. All right, so our most popular menu item, and this is my fault, right? Because I'm from Detroit, so of course I always talk about the Detroit Coney and push the Detroit Coney. So that's our most popular hot dog. Chili, onion, cheese, like you cannot go wrong with the Detroit Coney. After that, we go back to classic, right? All-American hot dog, mustard ketchup, onions and relish, right? Those sell really, really well. And then after that, it really just depends on the day. Right? We sell a lot of veggie dogs now.
We're with Rick, the hot dog master,
Yes.
and he is going to make us a veggie dog. Veggie dog is one of my favorites.
Okay.
It looks great. It smells great. Oh, there's a lot going on, but that's delicious.
Everything in the hot dog factory is made fresh to order. We don't buy pre-packaged vegetables or meat, so everything is done from scratch.
The original hot dog factory also offers some pretty decadent desserts, like these deep-fried Oreos, finished off with some powdered sugar.
The deep-fried Oreos are always made fresh. We take the Oreos, we dip them in our batter that we kind of, recipe in-house. And, they go down and the grease come out, top them with powdered sugar, and those are always a hit.
For Access Dining, I'm Brittany Tenenbaum. You're watching Access Dining on WSB Now.
Hey guys, welcome to the Sweetwater Brewing Company. I'm Heather Catlin here with Brewery Experience manager,
Yep.
Derek, and he's going to show us all around this place, show us what goes into the magic of making their popular beers.
Let's go check it out. First things first, safety.
Okay.
Put those on. Now you can see all the magic.
Do I look as good as you?
Not quite, but almost.
Okay, I'm trying. I can already smell everything. It smells delicious, like fruit.
Yeah, so this is our pilot brew house area. So we have our large brew house out back that we do our year-round stuff for the markets. This is kind of our brewers' playground area. So this gives a chance for our brewers to come up with a new recipe that maybe they've been thinking about without us having to do it on the big system, so they can do it at a smaller scale. Beers from this system go on tap in the tap room. Then one day one of these may grow up to be either a seasonal or one of our variety pack beers. All of those come from this system, so this area is really exciting.
So it's all based on consumer response, on what you end up bottling.
Yep.
That's great.
This is our testing ground.
The Sweetwater Brewing Company has been making tasty brews since 1997, but a lot has changed since then. They went from making just a few different types of beers to having an entire area where they're constantly testing out new flavors.
So break it down, how many bottles of beer is in this one thing?
So it's 2,600 kegs worth of beer. So
Oh my God.
that's a lot of
That's
kegs.
a lot of kegs.
If you were to drink a gallon of beer a day, it would take like 150 years to drink one of these. So a lot of beer is in here. And this is where final sampling is done. So every morning at 11 a.m., our brewers pull themselves up to go sample all these beers to make sure they taste right.
Oh, I
It's a
feel
hard
so
job.
bad for them.
If they check out, our brewmaster gives his check of approval on it. It gets marked for packaging, and we'll fill it into a can, bottle, or keg next door.
Sweetwater offers tours for just $8 to anyone with an ID and closed-toed shoes. You'll get 15 ounces of samples along the way, or you can hang out at the bar and sip some exclusive beers only served at the brewery.
Prior to 2012, we could only do about 3,000 cases in a normal workday. With this expansion that we did, this allows us to do 10, 12, even up to 15,000 cases in a normal workday. We'll fill about 300 bottles per minute. In this case, we're bottling 420 today. So it's just a green blur once it goes through the labeler. It's fun getting to see the bottling line run. Monday through Friday, we're bottling and canning. And then kegging, we also do 2 to 3 times a week as well.
Cheers. Thank you so much. This is wonderful.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks. Y'all can leave. I'm just going to stay here and we're going to drink.
Yeah.
Located inside the cozy Wee Suki Suki food court on Flat Shoals Avenue, you'll find Pokeberry, serving up fresh and delicious poke bowls and sushi burritos. So what exactly is poke?
Poke is a mix of a traditional Hawaiian dish mixed with kind of Japanese flavors. It's essentially rice, veggies, fresh fish, protein, sauces, and a few toppings. Well, me and Ken, my partner, actually traveled all around the country in our previous lives, and we saw poke kind of popping up everywhere. And what we saw was an opportunity for us to really bring our unique skill sets together and do poke better. And when we first started in Atlanta, we were really the first people here, so we had a chance to introduce everybody to what we call good poke, or the best poke in the city.
I decided to roll up my sleeves and test my poke bowl making skills.
Then next comes a little sprinkle of our furikake, which is a Japanese spice blend. Next comes the veggies in our bowl.
We have carrots, beets.
Carrots, beets, we have lettuce, cabbage, cucumber, edamame, and a little bit of avocado, which is a lot of people's favorite. This is the base of all our signature bowls.
Okay.
And then next, what comes next, people will choose kind of like their protein or sauce, but we're gonna put some sauce on there.
Okay.
We have our eel sauce.
Okay.
We have our spicy mayo. And both of these are actually made from scratch right here, which is amazing. Next comes a little bit of our radish, the top. A little bit of shredded seaweed. And ginger.
Sealed with love.
Perfect, exactly. It's actually the super freshest and best quality you'll find anywhere in the city. Some of our most popular dishes are, of course, our poke bowls and our sushi burritos, but we have, I want to say, a really diverse product offering that's different from everyone else in the industry.
In addition to their bowls and burritos, Pokeberry offers a secret menu, including items like sushi pizza and sushi donuts.
We have things on what's called our secret menu. And our most recent kind of thing that everyone's been going crazy over is our sushi pizza, which you guys will try today.
And social media has definitely played a big part in getting the word out about their spot, as well as their secret menu items.
The secret menu is really a way for us to put our creativity and innovation into dishes. So, I mean, sometimes it comes from inspiration from our friends. Our friend Foodista Girl, who's a local Instagram blogger, she's like, you guys should make the sushi pizza, and she was so excited about it that we couldn't say no. And I mean, a lot of the inspiration comes from the people around us and really from being on top, trying to be on top of what's just in the industry of food. The favorite part about what we do, I think, is really seeing the people enjoying our food. What sets us apart from other poke spots is really a commitment to the food being as fresh as possible, as tasty as possible, and the customer service that we offer. You know, when we first released our sushi donut, we've had people drive 5-6 hours to come try it. We never thought we would have this kind of response, but it's amazing, it's humbling to see what's really come out of it so far.
This pizza is absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's delicious, and cheers.
Chef Hector Santiago has brought his popular Latino sandwich shop to the Battery at SunTrust Park, serving up breakfast dishes, pastries, and delicious Cuban sandwiches.
You know, my career really started from being little and being around food. In Puerto Rico, we always around food. You know, our parents cook, my mother, my father, everybody in my house cooks. My grandmother, I used to take her shopping on Sundays. And a lot of what we did is that we went to like 4 stores. So it was a whole day affair going around picking the stuff that she liked, and she liked the good stuff. So, you know, that's how I learned to appreciate a good product. Really fell in love with the restaurant business per se and cooking, you know, and anything that had to do with flavors. With my partner, one of my guys, Pedro Matos, that wanted to cook pastries, and he wanted to do more of that. So we took him, and the 2 of us opened Super Pan and started making, you know, all our breads, all our pastries, and basically trained him on the job. And at the same time, we had this amazing sandwich that people loved that I wanted to have all in one place. And that's how Super Pan was born. Really, the name of the restaurant comes from a sitcom. It's called Barrio Cuatro Calles. And in that barrio, it was 4th Street where they met. One of the bakeries in the corner, the guy, when they called up on him, somebody was having trouble, he became Super Pan. And you know, he had this funny outfit with the muscle were baguettes. And in here, he had a big old slice of bread. That was this SP on the slice. It's very cheesy, very funny, very Puerto Rican. So a lot of people, when they come in, they really go for the Cuban. You know, we're known for our Cubans. It's one of those quintessential items from the bakeries in Puerto Rico. We get great pork, season it overnight, slow roasted. It's nice and juicy, and the sandwich, you know, really thick and big, lots of meat. But we also have a pork belly bun that anybody that likes spicy will love that, you know. So we do the steamed bun, pork belly, sambal that we make in the house, a hot sauce with just fresh cabbage and cilantro. A lot of vegetarians come to our restaurant, a lot of vegans. You're a meat eater, you can find it. If you're a vegetable eater, you know, you can find it. Our first really brick and mortar place is at Ponce City Market. When we came to Battery Park, we had a bigger space. We tried to really recreate that. So we have in here basically a full bakery back there, and we're doing a lot of baked goods. Besides our breads, we make anything from pastries, quesitos, pecan pies with pineapple, salty pastries, sweet pastries.
In addition, El Super Pan offers fresh squeezed juices as well as delicious Cuban-style coffee, mixing espresso and cane sugar to give it that authentic Cuban-style taste.
Oh man, so good. The most rewarding part of my job, I get to cook and then see people liking it right away. You know, it's instant satisfaction of your art, you know?
Chef Hector, high five, you're the man.
Thank you so much.
You guys gotta come out and try the sandwiches, the coffee, the juice.
And don't forget our pastries.
And the pastries. It's all delicious, trust me. Cheers.
Salud.